Today I'm going to show you how to make glitching videos just like that one.
What's up everyone? So today I want to start something new. I want to start doing some kind of tutorials and how-tos in Premiere Pro, showing you just some things that I've learned and hopefully giving you some stuff to learn yourself. So with that being said, let's jump into here and let me show you just a couple glitches that I've learned how to do. Just some really nice, useful ways to make transitions a little bit more interesting and pop a little bit more. So that being said, here's the clip that I made a little bit ago, and it's just, sorry, my frame rate's not very quick on my computer. It's just general transitions, just going from one to the next, nothing special. It doesn't really pop, it doesn't really have anything unique to it, and it works, gets the message across, but on things like this that don't really have any real context to it, you need something more to make it pop a little bit more. So that being said, you're going to want to go down here, type adjustment layer, hit OK. I already have one up there, but just showing in case anybody doesn't know how. Drag and drop that right to here, and because we're going to be doing a couple different glitches, it's easier if each one of these has its own adjustment layer, because you don't want some of the things to be stacking on top of each other. So with that being said, let's just cut them all right at the transitions really quick. And for the first one, you're going to want to go over to Effects and type in VR Chromatic Aberrations. Just drag and drop that right onto the first adjustment layer. And you're going to see it's got kind of like an RGB split to it. Just a nice cool effect just on its own if you're looking to kind of warp your image a little bit. But that's not what we're looking to do. We're looking to give it a glitch to it. So just clean up our workspace a little bit. Cut that right there. Now, you're always going to want to start everything with your keyframes. If you don't have your keyframes set, it's going to start in an area you don't want it to start at, or it's going to end in an area you don't want it to end at. So that being said, remember, always hit your keyframes, always have everything starting where you go. So keyframes all right here at 0, and you're going to want to switch this to stereoscopic. It just gives a little bit smoother bouncing to it. And let's just start the first one. Just gonna put like a little kind of pop to it. So let's just start it kind of strong. Put 56, and the numbers that you pick are kind of they're kind of yours to decide. There is no exact 56, 57. Doesn't matter. Just pick whatever you like. Play around with them and see if you want a little stronger or a little lower. That being said, let's just start with a little pop right there, and gotta zoom in a little bit more on this. Sorry. And then let's just go over just a frame or a couple frames and bring it back down to 0. And you'll see really quick, it just kind of puts a little pop into it real quick. Just a little start to it, not much, but it kind of lets the viewer know like, oh, there's something starting, there's something beginning. And then once you go into the glitch, it kind of pops a little bit more. So that being said, let's start going a little bit more into it. So let's do 48, and let's just pull this one the other direction, and let's just do it something subtle. Let's just do 18 for now. And then if you also hit fall off invert, it's going to pull everything, not everything, it's going to pull the ones that you did the other direction, just make it a little bit more interesting, a little bit more character to it. Let's go to here and bring things back down to 0. Go a little bit more forward, and now we're going to start bringing them up, so it's going to actually start glitching into the transition. Let's do 37. Let's do 17, and let's do 27. All 7s, why not? And then inverted. See, that's not quite strong enough, so let's just pump one of these a little bit more. Let's do it to 46. And go to the next one a little bit more. I'm gonna start pulling it the other direction. Let's do 36. And let's do negative 20. And right before the final end of the transition, let's just pump one of these up all the way. Negative 100. Let's push this up just a little bit more. Let's just do it to 57. Let's go down a little bit more. Let's do negative 50. So now we have our first glitch transition. Goes in the next one. And with the next one, this one you're actually going to want them to overlap from one clip into the next. You're going to also want it to be kind of a shorter glitch. You're not going to want it too short, but this one can be drawn out for too long, and it kind of loses the glitching effect if you draw it out too long. So that's being said, let's figure out what the exact right length is. Should be about right. Alright, so for this one you're going to want to type in VR projection, drag and drop that onto here. And remember keyframes. This one's extremely important keyframes. So go to the very beginning of this one, and on the VR projection, pan, 0, keyframe it. Right where the exact transition is, you're going to want to keyframe this at 180. And then go right to where the clip is ending. And you're going to want to pan that back to 0. Now it's going to give it kind of like a swooping effect. I'll show you really quick. It's going to give it kind of a swooping effect from one clip to the next. Not the glitch, but it's part of the glitch. Now, we're going to want to go into effects and type in glitch, VR digital glitch, drag and drop that one onto here. Again, you're going to want to keyframe everything on this one. This one's even more important than the chromatic aberration glitch. And go down to where the glitch is. You're going to want master amplitude at 100, but halfway through it. So let's start this at 0. Keyframe it. Also, you're going to want your distortion X at 0 and your rate at 0. Keyframe that. Go to right where the clip transition is and push all these back up to 100. And amplitude 100. And then go right to where it ends again and put all these back down to 0 to end the glitch. That way you don't want to keep going until the very end of the little clip. And that's how you do that glitch. Now, let's just go to the very last one really quick, that way I can show you. So for this one, it's just the glitch going into me getting out of the car, coming up to the camera, but it's leading into something now. It's actually leading into me communicating with you. So for that one, let's do a glitch that's really kind of building up into the end of that clip. So let's drag this out just a little bit longer than it is. And again, let's do VR chromatic aberrations. And you're going to want to keyframe it like always. So start at 0. It's always important to start the keyframes at 0. It's also important to be exactly on it. So keyframes start at 0. And remember, you want to put this over in stereoscopic. And now let's do the same thing that I showed you before, where you have kind of like a little quick jump into it. And let's try this. Let's start with the invert. Let's go just a little bit. Let's go 2 frames over and then turn the other direction. Go 1 frame over and then put it back down to 0. Just gonna be a little glitch going into it and starting. Let's go over here. And do a really quick, slow, subtle start. And then go -39. Actually, like it better like this. Go a little bit over. Do 36. Let's do negative on this direction as well. Let's do -27 for now. Remember, like I said, we're transitioning into something, so we're going to slowly build all these numbers up a little bit more. Go a little bit more. Let's do 48. Let's bring this one down a little bit, and then we're going to bring it way up. So let's do -10. Let's leave that one at 27. Go a little more. Now let's pump this up a little more drastic. 74. Start bringing this back up. Let's go to -40. Let's just go up a little bit more on this. -35. And then right before the end of the clip, we're gonna push everything up drastically. So let's max this one out at 100. Let's push this one up to -75. And push this one down to let's say 80. Do something drastic. And now you have a glitch that's going to be more of a building glitch into the next transition, and that's going to look like this. And that's how you do glitches in Premiere Pro. Hopefully you learned today something, and I can't talk anymore. Hope you learned something today, and if you did, please hit the like and subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 500 subscribers right now. That's my current goal. And let me know if you like this. If you like videos like this, I'm going to do some more tutorials and some more how-tos on just Premiere Pro and things I've learned. Hopefully teach you guys some stuff as well. Have a good one.